rain line on your last adventure out here, but we are going to be making a slight line adjustment. Basically, the corners that it's very slick on, we're basically just going to be going offline towards the outside just a little bit to get some of that rougher patch of asphalt where you might normally you would lose traction because of the marbles out there, but in this case, it'll actually help traction quite a bit. First lap, just being a sighting lap. Just a nice sighting lap. Figure out what the surface conditions are like. Give it the steering input in corner. See the steering in little by little. See if it turns any sharper for you. If it does, good. You've got a little bit of grip left. If you're turning in and it doesn't want to turn for you, then obviously you're at your maximum traction limit and you don't want to add any more steering input. Now the rain line for turn 3, it actually runs us around the middle of the racetrack up here. So take a look at where we're going to go. We're going to go in the middle of the racetrack. So you feel a lot better traction here. Be careful crossing over the puddle. We have multiple things we have to deal with on this session. Obviously the first most important thing is your driver ability, your ability to balance the vehicle. We're adjusting our line to drive on a rain line, which is slightly different than you've been driving so far the past day and a half. But we also have to adjust for foot spots, puddling, things like that. So we do have to cross over that line back and forth and avoid some of the heavy puddles. Middle of the racetrack here for 5A. 5B we are going just a little bit wider than we normally would. And keep in mind when we're going slightly offline, it is a little more steering input, it's a little better grip. Be careful of this little stream coming across the road right about where you are now, Leanne. That stream right there, everybody, if you're on the power and you get a little stream like that, you brake traction or hydroplane. Track here coming through turn 6. And remember, like you've been practicing before, looking where you want the car to go. It in the middle of the racetrack here. There's a lot of puddling out on the left. You can see right here we're straddling this paving seam. We're not quite in the center of the racetrack. We're just off center a little bit to the left. And we'll straddle this little stream going right down the paving seam. Left right in here, we're going to get a little extra grip because right in there, there's a section of racetrack that nobody ever drives. And then off to the right there, you can see where the puddling is beginning. So we're only exiting mid-track here coming out of turn 2. Coming up to 3, if we're all the way to the left, there's a little extra puddling, so we'll just avoid that slightly. Middle of the track through turn 3, and be careful, not all the way to the white line. Just take a look, everybody there. There's a big puddle over next to that white line. So we are riding more of the middle of the racetrack on this section because of where the puddling is and the fact that it's wet. every lap you're driving out there, every time you come through the corner, you're exiting on the straight, you're getting onto that throttle, it's just very, very smooth footwork on that throttle pedal to accelerate out of the corner. You have to be really slow and smooth with it, and you'll keep that car under control. Barely in steering input, but it's still. We're all the way to the right here for turn 6, but to the left here we're pretty much apexing where the puddle is, right there where the left tire was. A little retraction just offline, staying off of that polished surface. I really do recommend them staying in 4th gear. You don't need to worry about using any other gears. Just locked in 4th gear. Left, even in that auto, you want to upshift between 4th and 5th. That's fine. Just keep the RPM a little bit lower with all that horsepower. Drop that RPM a little bit. That's plenty of good time controlling that car. And it's right up behind me here coming into turn 10. We get through turn 10, just about the middle of the racetrack, just off center, and then we're pointed right up the other end. If we get too far over to the left, we catch that large puddle. Following me right in here, we're going to feel a little extra grip. Right about now. And after that unpolished line, that ring line. Get a little closer to the end. Out to the outside here, slightly offline, looking for that straightaway. Look at that other group out in front of us. So we already see traffic out in front of us. We just got a little target to see, picking the eyes up a little further up the racetrack. The puddles are changing too, they're not just wet. The surface conditions are constantly changing, so we really got to be ready for anything. You guys are catching that big puddle at the apex of 6 there. You just got to widen that line out a little more. Every lap it seems like we're going just a little bit wider. Okay, Leanne, we're going to do a driver rotation here. I'm going to have you move over to the right side of the racetrack. 2 cars are coming by. Left, I'll get you behind me next. And just remember this, everybody. If you haven't been caught on the street, the range of your Corvette yet, it's a really good learning aid here for you. But we'd be going a lot faster if we were driving, say, a big Chevy pickup truck or something. That's got real teeny tires and a lot more weight to push through that layer of water down to the asphalt. So when you get caught out in the rain in the Corvettes on the highway, keep that in mind. You've got very wide tires, very light vehicle. It's hard to push through that extra layer to get that traction on the asphalt. so important to have that foot control and that brake balance going into the corner. Make sure we keep the weight on those turning tires to push through that water. Keep the front end loaded as we start to turn into the corner, not making very quick abrupt movements. Go a little too tight to the inside, you might hit that extra puddle. Take a look out here. Any further to the left there, your outside tires are going to catch that puddle on the outside. And you're still going around a right-hand corner. The left side tires are loaded up a lot. Keep that in mind. The outside tires are loaded. If you're catching puddles on the outside, exiting the corner, there's a good chance you have a lot of lost traction and lost control. Weight on that throttle. The hardest thing to do when we're seeing racetrack is just keeping that foot patient. And every time you start to accelerate, you really gotta trust what you're doing and what you're feeling going on in the car. Feeling a slight movement, obviously breathe off a little bit. You don't want to rely 100% on that computer, but the computer may be kicking in here and there, and that's okay. We've got no choice here. I mean, there's just a little stream coming across the road, so we got to make sure the front tires stay loaded right as we push through that water. Mid-track and hold it mid-track and don't go all the way to the edge there. Okay, we're apexing puddles at this point. Nice little car control there. Yeah, very, very slow with that right foot. If you're trying to let the computer do the work and keep your foot matted to the floor, I mean, it's an experiment. Sure, try it. But, you know, it's going to be a little jittery. You can be a lot smoother than that computer can be. Again, apexing a puddle here, middle of the racetrack. on the back straightaway here, we're going to do another driver rotation to the left. I'm going to have to get over to the right side. You're going to have 2 cars coming by. Gus, we're going to make sure traffic clears out in front of us for a little bit, get our group gathered up here, get everything straightened out. Everybody on this straightaway is our only chance to really take a breather, so make sure you guys are breathing, keeping the muscles working, keeping your focus and level up. Grip on turn in, and we just have to hold it very tight. You can't get on any real heavy throttle going all the way down this front straight. Your left tire is catching a little bit of that puddle. That's good. You get the idea, Gus. You're just trying to keep your tracks out of the deep puddles. Right about here, unpolished line, so a little extra grip coming through. Yeah, you don't have to take advantage of it, but you are welcome to it. So the gap starts to form in the group, so don't worry about it. We're going to gather up on the back straight. Just to keep smooth with the controls. All right, we are going to gather up here, so Gus, I'm going to drop the pace down just a little bit to make sure our group is gathered up, and we are catching up to the other group anyway. All right, looks like we're good. Keep it going. Keep it going here one more time, coming through turn 8. Very, very slow and smooth with the steering wheel. Feed everything in tune with each other. Your eyes still seeing through the corner. And now you've got some targets to pick up and not just to keep that corner or turn it on. That combined with puddle surface conditions and adjusting line, extra steering input, change of balance. It's all very, very tricky and difficult to master. But with just a little bit of practice, I'm sure you'll get there. We are going to do our last lap now. So we're going to start our last lap, which would normally be a cool down lap, but with a slightly reduced pace. Let's just work on being in complete control of the cars. Enjoy your last session out here. I know it's a wet one, but believe me, it's made you better drivers. So enjoy the last lap out here on the racetrack. With that focus level up, we'll drop our guard and do our celebration once we get the car shut down and we're back in the building. Alright guys, turn signal on. We're going to exit the course here. You never know when you may see a tire rolling out of a garage, so use a lot of caution coming through the paddock.